Alright, today we're going to do Order of Operations, Chapter 5. Alright, so the acronym or the mnemonics that a lot of people like to use for Order of Operations are P, N, E, M, D, A, S. P is for parentheses, E is for exponent, M, D is for multiply and divide, A, S is for add and subtract. And it goes in order like this. P stands for parentheses, so you do please. E stands for excuse. MD stands my dear. AS is Aunt Sally. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I don't know who this Aunt Sally character is, but for some reason she needs to be excused. So it's just a silly little saying, but it'll help you remember. I like to even put an S in here. This isn't a big deal, but this stands for substitution. You can make up different little sayings to remember, but I like to substitute first before I start evaluating the problem, just in case there are any unknown variables that are actually known. We'll talk about that more later, but I had students in the past come up with funny little sayings like, stupid people eat my donuts and salad. I don't know why you're eating donuts and salads together. I guess your good deeds will outweigh your bad deeds. But be that as it may, this is the order of operations. Okay, so let's talk about these two different problems. This is 18 divided by 6 divided by 3, and this is 18 divided by 6 divided by 3. A lot of people might think, a lot of students might think that these two problems are exactly the same. But these two parentheses completely change the outcome of the problem. And the reason why is because of the order of operations. So, we always start at the top. Anything to substitute, nothing to substitute. Anything for parentheses for this problem, there are no parentheses for this problem. Any exponents for this, no exponents. And then we get to multiply and divide. So if there were any parentheses, exponents, or substitution, that would have been done first. And then, once we get here, then we multiply and divide. Here's the key phrase. From left to right. Everyone say that. Left to right. Very important. In fact, I'll write it here. Left to right. That's key. Okay. So we start on the left-hand side, 18 divided by 6, which would be 3. So when we evaluate that, we're going to get 3. Then we're going to take the division sign, bring it straight down. 3 divided by 3, and that is 1. Once we evaluate those two numbers. Notice, once I draw a line here, and once I evaluate the 18 divided by 6, that is represented by a 3. I don't need to bring down the 18 or the 6 because I just evaluated that. I did bring it down in the form of 3. I did bring down the division sign and the 3, though, to the second line here because this 3 right here has not yet been evaluated. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, notice we went from left to right here. Here, we're going from left to right just the same. The only difference is when we do our order of operations, substitute parentheses, we do parentheses before we multiply or we divide from left to right. So let's go to parentheses. So within the parentheses, you kind of restart the order of operation. Is there anything to substitute in the parentheses? Are there any parentheses inside the parentheses? Are there any exponents inside the parentheses? No, no, no. And then we get to multiply and divide. Is there anything to multiply and divide? Yes. So you multiply and divide from left to right inside the parentheses. 6 divided by 3 is going to be 2. Bring everything down that you haven't already evaluated. Then you're going to have 18 divided by 2, which is 9. Notice, 9 is a completely different answer than 1. So when you have parentheses, it's very important to pay attention to that when you're multiplying and dividing from left to right, because that can completely change the outcome of your problem. Alright, Let's do a problem that's kind of has the same numbers, only we have different operations we're going to do here. The first one, 18 minus 6 minus 3. Nothing. We do the order of operation. Nothing to substitute. Nothing. No parentheses. No exponents. No multiplying, dividing. And so we would do all this first before we get to the add and subtract step. Then once we get to add and subtract, since there's nothing to do up here, we add and subtract from left to right. Very important. Okay, so 18 minus 6 is going to be 12. I evaluated that. Did I do anything with the 3 yet? No, I haven't, so I bring it straight down. And this is how I want you guys to do it on your homework as well. Work down. Okay? Just how I'm demonstrating here. Alright, then we have 12 minus 3, which is going to be 9. Alright, this problem may look the same. What's the difference though? We have parentheses. Okay? When there's parentheses, it changes the outcome of the problem. So let's do this. No substitution. Are there any parentheses to evaluate? Yes, there are. So you evaluate inside the parentheses first. So 6 minus 3 is going to be 3. Okay? Since I evaluated that 6 minus 3, I don't need to bring that down. I haven't done anything with the 18 and the subtraction sign there. So I'm going to bring the 18 and the subtraction sign straight down. So 18 minus 3 is going to be 15. Notice, the parentheses created a completely different answer than what we had previously. Alright, this is an interesting fraction or division problem because it has addition signs, operational signs on the problem. When you have a problem like this, what you're going to do is you're going to evaluate everything on top first, and then you're going to evaluate on everything on bottom second. Okay? You can work to the side for a little bit on this. Okay, so you're going to evaluate the top first. 5 plus 7 is going to be 12. Here's your fraction bar. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. Now we have a division problem we can work with. Remember, in and out. Top divided by bottom. So what's 12 divided by 3? The answer is 4. The way you do that, though, make sure you evaluate everything on the top of the fraction, evaluate everything on the bottom, rewrite the fraction, then divide. Top divided by bottom. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And that, my good students, is order of operations. Thank you for listening and tuning in.